45 historical Soviet World War II photos that will leave you speechless.
Part 5.
Subscribe for daily content. Support this channel so it can grow. Join my Patreon to see exclusive videos and photos.
Please follow me on Twitter for even more quick updates.
1. Soviet Su-76M suppressing the machine gun nest at the building. Berlin, April 1945. 2. Hero of the Soviet Union, Squadron Commander of the 46th Women's Aviation Regiment, Captain Maria Smirnova. Summer of 1945. 3. On the 2nd of May 1945, Russia announced the fall of Berlin and the capture of 70,000 Germans who had surrendered, and the raising of the Soviet flag over the Reichstag took place. 4. Soviet soldier with Hitler's bust after URSS invaded Berlin, marking the end of the Third Reich. 1945. 5. A highly decorated Soviet soldier. 6. Residents of the city of Constanța talk with Soviet soldiers liberators, Romania, 1944. 7. Soviet soldiers showing trophies. 8. Soviet POWs found and liberated by U.S. forces at a camp near Sarreguemines, France. December 1944. 9. Soviet 12 inches howitzer, Type 1915, ready to take part in 10 hours-long artillery preparation during the final round of battle for Leningrad. Karelian Isthmus. June 1944. 10. Soviet tanker poses for the photographer, Berlin 1945. 11. Soviet paratroopers sliding off a Tupolev TB3. 12. Soviet sniper, Maxim Alexandrovich Pisar, who is credited with 237 enemy kills and was one of the most successful snipers in the battle for Stalingrad, which resulted in German bounty of his head for about 100,000 Reichmark. He was martyred in January 17, 1943 during the Battle of Pashenka. 13. Soviet soldiers Stalingrad. 14. Russia 1941. 15. Group of women in Red Army with rifles. 16. Battered Russian POWs gathered in ditch by Wehrmacht captors. 17. Soviet T-34-85 tank from the 7th Guards Tank Corps and captured militia from the Volkssturm on the streets of Berlin. 18. Soviet mechanized unit during the offensive at Stalingrad. M72 motorcycles are in the foreground. Behind, the tanks T-34-76. 19. May 1945, Germany, near Torgau. U.S. soldier with 2 Soviet female soldiers posing at the sign where the Allies first met. 20. Soviet Marine of the Russian Naval Infantry of the Baltic Fleet, Petty Officer Granovsky, who was killed in battle the 2nd of February 1944. The 31st of August 1941. 21. Swedish volunteers of the Finnish army advance across the woods during a simulated assault with the assistance of a captured Soviet ROX-2 flamethrower during the Continuation War. Niinistalo, Western Finland, July 1, 1942. 22. A column of Red Army Amphibious 4 GPA. Disliked by the U.S. Army, most of the production was handed over to the Soviet Union as part of the Lend and Lease agreements. '23. A young Soviet soldier brandishes a PPS-43 submachine gun, taken in Budapest presumably after the siege, 1945. 24. The wagon train of the cavalry division of the SS passed through a Soviet village. Presumably, the photo was taken in Belarus. '25. Soviet and Polish prisoners of the concentration camp Mauthausen freed by soldiers on the 11th U.S. Armored Division, May 1945. '26. A Soviet ZIS-5 truck drives past an abandoned German PZ KPFW tank. IV in the city of Proskuriv Khmelnytsky. On the left, the rear of the German Panther tank is visible. '27. Soviet soldier with a ROX-3 flamethrower. '28. Soviet tank commander Lieutenant Mikhail Sisevich rests with his crew by his camouflage T-3476 tank of the 206th Tank Battalion, 90th Armored Brigade near Stalingrad, October 1942. Color by Jekinchi. '29. An invading Soviet soldier in Berlin, April 1945. 30. Soviet troops in Manchuria, 1945. '31. Soviet and American troops on the bank of the River Elbe in Torgau, 1945. '32. World War II Soviet soldiers wearing Ushanka hats. -1945. '33. A column of motorcycles from the 13th Panzer Division passes through a village, Soviet Union, summer 1942. '34. Soviet sniper in Stalingrad 1942. '35. Soviet, Tankodesantniki, tank riders dismounting from a Matilda tank during a breakthrough, Second Battle of Kharkiv, May 1942. '36. Soviet troops push past dust and debris somewhere in Ukraine, 1943. '37. Soviet Su-76M suppressing the enemy firing point, Vienna, April 1945. '38. Soviet soldiers on the roof of the Hofburg Palace, Habsburg residence, April 1945. '39. A column of Soviet prisoners of war W. Jasma Pocket Russia 1941. 40. A column of Soviet prisoners of war W. Jasma Pocket Russia 1941. '41. Captured Soviet soldiers 1941. 42. U.S. Ninth Army liberates Russian prisoners from Stalag 326. 43. Soviet soldiers with PTRD. 44. Russian ace sniper Vasily Farinov Order of Red Star and Medal of Valor 1942. 45. Soviet 82 mm mortar. 46. Liberated Soviet prisoners of war from Stammlager 326 VK concentration camp at Sen, near Stukenbrock, Germany. About 30,000 Soviet prisoners of war were killed in concentration camp Stalag 326 No. 326. In April 1945, the concentration camp was captured by units of the 9th U.S. Army. About 9,000 surviving Soviet prisoners of war were released from German captivity.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Support the channel so I can bring you more content. Thank you again.
Thank you to all my Patreons for making those videos possible. You are awesome.